Oops. Hello. I'm messing up here already. Oh dear. Hold on. I just got here. I thought I was ready, but everything's too far away. Okay, and my camera's moving all over. I'm not sure what's going on. It's okay. We're not going to worry about it. I wanted to relax. I've had a very busy day today, and I thought I wanted to try again some of those transfers on the jelly plate. Hey, Deb, have you tried this? I've done it a couple of times, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And I kind of do the same thing each time, so I'm not really sure. I use the same magazines and I use the same paint, but I get different results. I guess that's part of the fun, I guess. So I think we're going to just try and see what happens. It may or may not work. Hey, Patty. Yeah, who cares if it works, right? Okay, now they say to use high contrast. There's nothing more high contrast than black and white. So we'll see what happens. Let's do that one first and see if they're lying to us. The other day, it's quiet. The other day I was filming, it was during the day, and these crazy birds were attacking my windows. And all you heard was clunk, clunk, clunk. And when I was filming, I didn't realize how loud it was. And then when I went to go edit the video, oh my goodness, it sounded like somebody was hitting the window with a 2x4 or something. Oh, and this is my squeaky one. Okay, well, we're going to, I don't know for how long we're going to do this. I think I better use my small one. That one's just way too noisy. I think I need to break down and get me a new one. I tried oiling it and it didn't do anything. So, and see, and this one doesn't like to roll. I'm really prepared, people. Okay, I already forgot how you're supposed to do this. I think we're going to have to use the squeaky one, unfortunately. Now, what are we supposed to do? Okay, we put this on. I already forgot how to do this. Why am I doing this? This is supposed to be wet, right? And then you have to let it dry? Or am I doing it backwards? Holy moly. I don't even remember. Okay, we're going to figure it out together. I know, Deb. I know, it sounds really bad. But every time I go out, to shop for something art related, I never remember I need it until I start playing with it. And then I go, oh dear. Okay, so let's see. Because I don't even remember how to do this. Isn't this ridiculous? Woohoo! I think this might actually work. I don't know why I'm getting all those bubbles. Oh, I forgot to get my colored paint. That's what I did. That's right. I need to just go and get one on Amazon. Okay, you can do that for me, Deb. You know my address. You can mail it to me. Hold on. Let me get some colors. Let me see the colors I'm going to use. Something bright. I like to go in the neons when I do this. It's my go-to colors. Okay, so we're supposed to let that dry. Which I'm letting it dry. Oh, another thing I need, my heating tool. It burns out. So I need to get one of those soon. I think Ooh, flashy. Oh, you haven't seen this, Deb? Oh, okay. Let me do a little. I really don't know how to explain. It's like a. I don't know how to explain it. The different paints, and for some reason, the dark paint, it resists. Like if you notice the light color, I guess those inks, I don't know how to explain it. It will pick up the colors. But if you notice, the dark resisted picking it up, so it leaves a lot of that paint on there. So then you let it dry, and it's probably already dry because there's not that much paint left. You let it dry, and then you put a contrast, well, any color you want. I'm just going to put a couple of colors just because I can. And then while it's wet, this reactivates your paint. It wettens it. And then you do a pickup, and it usually looks pretty cool. So let's see what happens. Close your ears, squeaky time. And let's see what happens. Now, in theory, now it's all going to pick up just like when you would normally do a pull of your little crispy bits. These aren't crispy, but same principle. It should lift them up. Okay, let's see what happens. Da, 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 da. It gets pretty stuck too. And there you have. Ta-da! It's pretty cool, actually, when it works. Now, I'm not sure why I'm getting all these little blotchy things all over, but that's okay. It just kind of adds. And then I've done it before. Let me see if it works. It works on some papers, and sometimes some papers it doesn't. What I do sometimes is I come back, and you can wipe away and, get another effect on the one that you used, and you can create your own little, another look, and then you can use these in collages, and it just kind of gives it a kind of a cool look. I've got a black and white, I've got a black and white journal going, and then I'll go around that, and that'll be another little effect that I can use in that journal. So you actually get, two separate things that you can work with. But you got to do it while it's kind of fresh, After it's totally dry, acrylic paint, you're not going to move it. So, but you can go in there and go around and create another abstract piece by, doing that. Just so you know, I'm not going to go through the trouble of doing that because I need more space to do both. But just so you know. All right, so now there's a cool one in the back. Let's try that one. It should work, obviously, because it's the same paper, but, you never know. I'm going to try, let's see what, this is antique maroon. It looks like a brown to me, but you didn't ask me to name it, so. And the key is not to put too much on the first go around. Watch your ears. Just pretty much enough to coat it so that something is, just enough that you can have something left behind to create that print. All right, let's see what happens. Hey, Scotty, Scotty. Scotty, you need my address. Just come on over. When are you coming over? Okay, let's see what happens. I'll get it to you. I'll message you later. Well, it's very faint. So let's see, what color should we put? Yes, Lynn, please do. All right, let's put, oh, is it dry? I'm getting ahead of myself. It's got to be dry. Come on, Rosemary, get with it. Getting ahead of myself. I just got through watching one of my favorite Alfred Hitchcock movies. My husband went to the library and he got Dial M for Murder. He always gets confused with the keys, the latch keys. It doesn't matter how many times he watches it. He can't figure out how they figure out who did it. I need a little bit more. And I have to explain it to him every time. And then he says, oh, yeah, I get it. He says, but I can't explain it, so I guess I really don't get it. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, well, that one didn't work too well. Okay, well, see, this is what I'm telling you. Same paints, same type of paper, and still, you know. Scotty, what? Do I speak Spanish? A little bit. Why? Oh, saludos. Oh, ¿de dónde vives? ¿Su nombre? Okay, so let's start. I'm going to get the black again. See what happens. Let me find another picture before I put that down. I need high contrast. High contrast. Let's see. Oh, this is high. See, black and white and red. Let's see what happens. Let me wipe that off. ¿Y su nombre? ¿Es su nombre o dónde vives? I gotta get this off of here. Oh. Okay, let me get this off of here because then it's going to pick it up. When I put the other paint, it's just going to pick it up. And we don't want to do that. At least I don't. Well, it's stuck. Okay. Okay, again, don't put too much. Close your ears. The next time I do this, I'm going to have a new brayer, I promise. I think I put too much. Okay, I took a little bit off. All right, let's see if this helps any. Hi, Valerie. We're not sure what we're doing, but we're having a good time trying. I figured that the sun is down and the birds won't be attacking my windows, so I gotta film when my birds aren't trying to attack me. Okay, let's see. Oh, I see her face. Ooh, you guys see her face? Kathy, I know. It is pretty bad. And then this one won't roll. Well, when you see me come to here, mute. That's all I can say until the next time. Kathy, I actually went to the bank. I won't have to ask you again. I didn't lose it. Let me see. Maybe I just got too much paint here. That's why it's not rolling. I'm in bad shape when it comes to these. I need to go to Michael's with my coupon and get me a new one. Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah, you guys see her, right? Hold on, Lynn. Let me go ahead and, whoops, here. Okay, there you go, Lynn. Go ahead and add it. All right, let me see what color of paint I want to put on. Let's see. I think I need to get some paint with some more volume. Hold on. I need some other colors. I think sometimes the reds look really good. Reds and oranges. Let's see. Let's see what happens with this. Oh, I love that bug. I gotta show everybody. I love this bug. I just have it right here too. Isn't this the yummiest thing you've ever seen? Look at this. Bugs, bugs, and then more bugs. I'm ready. I am ready. All right, so let's put this now and see what happens. Clogged up. Uh-oh. Well, this is not working for me tonight. Everything's going wrong. Okay. Mute. I'm giving you a second. Put your volume down. Okay. Let's see what this one does. All right, let's see what happens. Well, not that clear, but cool. I think it's pretty cool. So you can see the difference. And that has everything to do with the print and the ink of, the original page. Let's see if this one wipes off a little bit. Oh, see, this one's pretty dry already. But it would have worked if I did it, earlier. And you can end up with a really cool page. I've just taken off some of the black. All right, let's find another contrasting one and see what happens. Let's see. That's not contrasting enough. Okay. This should work pretty good, black and white. All right, cover up your ears. Cover up your ears. Ooh, so's this one. And it's just the bottom of her dress, though. So I think I might have put too much on there. You got to keep it really light. And I tend to get a little heavy-handed and put too much. All right. Ooh, I think this is going to come out pretty cool. And then you have to let it dry a little bit. Well, Lynn, I can't believe that a year has gone by so quick. I remember when, I believe it was her that had it last year. Okay, let's see. And you know, technically it'd be pretty cool if you had two separate ones when you're doing this. The one with the dark color, and then the other one you would use when you're doing your lighter colors on top. So I think when I go in, I'm going to get me two. I might just do that tomorrow. I have to go to the post office. Well, everybody that paid got sent out today for Scotty's stuff. They are gone in the mail. I'm so excited. Cover your ears. I got a package, was it yesterday or day before yesterday, from Patty, from the doilies I got. I really liked them. I have things in my head already made. I just got to finish all my other stuff. All right, let's see. Can you guys see her? She looks a little disfigured, but her lips got a little wonky. Patty, my husband, goes, "What are you going to do with all those?" I said, "Don't worry, honey. I have plans." Okay, I need to get this stuff off of here because it's interfering with the pickup. I told him, "Don't you worry." See, he can't say anything because he's a book hoarder. And you would think, if you were to go into my house, you'd think, why would Rosemary ever buy another book? Well, because I can't touch his books. Although the other day he came home with this beautiful book for me. He went to the library. It's from 1880 something. And it's got some pretty good illustrations in it. I forget what the book is right now. But very cool. But yeah, my husband, before I knew any of this, junk journal craft ephemera world, he's been a book hoarder. So He thinks I've gone to the dark side with him. All right. There we go. Let's find another one. Let's try this, see what happens. All right. Cover the ears. Okay. I'm trying to think what I want Patty to look for when she goes down to Texas. I think there's just too many things on the list. Cool, I can see the car. Hold on. And I can see the ladies. Yay! Yay! I know, Valerie. Pretty cool, huh? Let me go get a warm yellow behind that one. Okay, cover the ears. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, Kathy, she's going down to that, that giant, humongous swap meet, the size that only Texas could put on. Ooh, look, you can see them. This one came out pretty cool. Not as good as it should, but it's still pretty cool. I like it. I forget what it's called. Where is it that you're going, Patty? Roundtree, Round Top. Round Around the Rosie. I forget what it's called. That's where she's going. Let me get these out of the way. Round Top. There you go. I might have to go there someday. I remember a couple of years ago, I was looking at some vintage junking kind of magazine, and that was the first time I had heard about it. They had a bit of article about that one and another one. I forget the name of it now, but it was also in Texas. And I thought, oh wow, that would be pretty cool to go down there someday. Now, see, I don't like that one because it's not very defined. So we might just do something only that one later. Okay, so let's. Okay, this will look pretty cool. Hi, Laura. So, Kathy, are you close to Round Top? Do you ladies go? Oh, close your ears. I'll shut up. Okay. The town I live in is so backwards. They don't have anything. You know, like a regular type of swap meet, or even the farmer's market is a joke. Yes, Kathy, are you close to that? Ooh, I see her purse. I see half her face. Woohoo! Okay, let's let that dry. Well, Patty's going to be there real soon. Next week, this weekend, or when are you going, Patty? Next week. And she was just there a couple of weeks ago. Well, it seems like a couple of weeks ago. Maybe longer. Maybe a month. Oh, next weekend. So when was it that you want me to go on then? With Michelle? Not this coming week, it's the following week. I'm all messed up. I don't know why I thought you were going next week. Patty, explain to Deb what Round Top is in 15 words or less. If you like junking and antiquing, well, maybe everything, but especially if you like that. I think she said it was, I forget how many square miles of, vendors set up to sell anything and everything that you think you didn't want. The biggest antique yard sale you've ever seen. All right, let's do it with this color again. I like how, oh, 15 square miles of junking bliss. Oh my gosh. My heart's palpitating just thinking about it. Yeah, I can just see you, Deb, getting on that plane and coming. And probably, taking it all back with you is still cheaper than postage. I just said something today. All right. I got an order. Okay, this is a cute little story. It was kind of fun. During the sale for Scotty, somebody saw my flowish kit that I put together, and she contacted me through my Etsy shop and said, hey, do you think you could put one together for me based on, these certain colors and stuff like that? And I said, sure. Where are you? Well, she's in South Africa. You want to talk about postage? So we ended up putting it in 2 separate boxes, and that's how we're going to do it. It'll work out pretty good, but postage is crazy. And she says it's even more expensive to post things within her own country. Like if she posts from one country in Africa to a different country in Africa, she said just recently it doubled. So when we get our little, 8-cent raise on our our postage, we complain. All right, let's see what happens with this one. I don't know why I'm getting so much texture. I think it's my stupid roller. I think I've got so much paint on it that it's created a texture. Kind of cool. I like it. But Deb, if I keep it under, now what is it? If I keep the postage, if I keep it under, I think it's 9 ounces, if I'm not mistaken, which, you think 9 ounces isn't that much, but it's a pretty good pack of my eco-dyed papers, or it's a pretty good pack of fabric and different things. I get a lot for the 9 ounces. And it's $10.20 to mail that. It's a pretty good chunk of stuff. And then after that, you can go all the way up to 2 pounds. I mean, once you go over like 8.1, it just automatically goes to $23. But after the 8.1 ounces, you can go all the way up to 2 pounds for that 23 something or 22 something like that. So the trick is, basically if you're going to, when I put things together, I really have international in mind so that I can keep it either under something or just go all the way up to 2 pounds and, so they can get their money's worth. But it is crazy though. It is crazy. I think, yeah, you know what? I think my roller is really messing me up. My brayer, I should say. I think it's making all of this texture that I don't want. All right. So if we're going to have texture anyway, I want to show you, just in case, let me, okay, I know I'm messing around, going all over the place. But hold on, I want to share something with you in case you guys have some of this type of wallpaper. Hold on. Okay, oops. Helps if I get my microphone. Now, some of you might already be familiar with this kind of wallpaper that has this really cool texture on them. There's a name for them that I can't pronounce. It starts with an A. I don't want to butcher it by trying to say it. Kind of cool. Anyway, these are fun to use. These are pretty cool to use on your plate. I don't have any cut, so let me cut a little piece of it right now, and we can play with it and you can see what it does. You know, because some things that you might have around would do some really cool texture, and you just, you know, just haven't thought about it. Now, let me find that one that didn't look very cool at all. We'll do something over that one. What did I do with it? There. All right. So, let's see. Let's just put some of this on here. Kathy, how long did it take? Oh, cover your ears. Oh, let me ask Kathy first so she can cover her ears. Kathy, how long did it take you guys to drive up here when you came for the workshop? Okay, cover your ears. All right. So see, you can just use this sort of like, you know, like those plates that they have. I forget which company has them. Oops. Kind of cool. I should have used more of a contrasting color. Let's do one on top of that with some black. Oh no, Erin's here. She's going to start quizzing us. Hold on. She's going to have a question for us. I feel it. I feel it. Cover up your ears. I was just telling him, Erin, that we watched Dial M for Murder, my husband and I, tonight. He always gets confused with the keys. Whose key is it? How did it get there? Who moved it? How did he find out? Hey, Patricia. now you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, Scotty. I know how to spell it too, Scotty. I don't know how to say it. Anaglyptic. I don't remember how to say it. I don't know how to say it, but I like this. All right, so that's pretty cool on that. Now let's get okay, cover up your ears. Let me cut a piece of this other one. This one has some swirls and like florals. Ooh. Okay, so now I'm going to let that dry. It's about 5 hours. Yeah, it's not too far. So I'm closer to Kathy than I am to Patty. Because I'm in the middle of all you guys. I tried spraying with this Scotty a couple of weeks ago. It didn't help. It's just in bad shape. I just have to get a better memory because it's so bad because I didn't clean it when I should have. You see how it's leaving all of this. It's just not laying anything flat. I mean, I can see all the bumps and yeah, forget it. I need to toss that thing or save that for like really grungy stuff that I want to do when I work with my plaster or something. Yeah, I'll save that for my plaster work. There's a bigger one in Dallas. Of course there is. Yeah, Deb would be happy with a Tuesday morning. Okay, now I'll put this. Cover up your ears, people. Cover them up. Yeah, see all the texture that I shouldn't be getting. It might get rid of the squeakiness, but it's not going to get rid of the abuse of me not washing it. It's just it's a texture one now. It is not smooth. It's a mess. No, oh no, Lynn. Don't scare us. What did they use Lysol for? It was probably, they probably used it on women, I'm sure. Ooh, look how cool, people. I like that. Okay, excuse me. I gotta take a drink of my tea. I'm thirsty. Okay. So texture's not too bad when you're doing this. When you're trying to do those, when you're trying to do these, not so much. I'm gonna wait to do any more of these until I get my new brayer because I don't like how it comes out. But I do like how it works with this. So I'll make a couple more of these. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to try another one with that one. Let's see, what colors do I want to use this time? Yeah, I think I'm just so partial to different colors of aqua, turquoise colors. I just love them. Oops. Okay, cover the ears. Okay, so ladies, I have a new project. It's a journaling project that it would be fun if you joined me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out pictures out of magazines that are women. And then now that it's almost spring, we're getting all these catalogs, at least I am, for buying seeds and plants and all this stuff. And so it has a lot of cool pictures of a lot of flowers. And so what I want to do is I want to combine those two in a interesting way. And what I thought we could do, for instance, let me find. All right, well, this is a guy, but it doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl. All right, so what we'll do is we'll cut out the figure and chop the head off. And then those flowers that we get in our catalogs, we'll place either like a big rose or a bouquet or, whatever we want, and put, on their head, on their shoulder, it'll be their head. And these journals will be called pot heads. And I think it'd be fun for us to start a pothead journal, and with spring coming. And so we get rid of all the faces, use up all those that we're going to be getting in the mail, and then we can add a little humor, a little twist to it, and call them potheads. What do you guys think? Are you guys on board? How many want to do a pothead journal with me? Close your ears. I think we should do it, darling. And we'll all, like if we do, one page a week or whatever, post them, wherever we post, or do a video wherever we do videos, and we can show off our potheads. Okay, let me dry this. Well, I figured, the whole country is talking about the legalization of varying degrees, of marijuana, whether it's medical or not medical or whatever. So, it's all over the place. So, and that's what your art does. It's supposed to reflect what's going on in society. So we'll have our own little potheads. I'm trying to dry this so I can put another color on there. Now, I don't want to offend anybody. And when you start off that way, you're going to. But, talking about all the stuff that was done to women and everything, it's funny how even today, and we're, we as women, we're enlightened, we still romanticize all those Victorian eras, like, don't say anything bad about, that period of time to a lot of, junk journalists, because they'll jump down your throat because that is all their favorite stuff. Yet, I mean, if you read the things that were done to women during that period of time, what men did to women, what fashion did to women, what the medical profession did to women, there is absolutely nothing romantic about that time. Not for a woman. Yet we still, romanticize all of that. Whether it's in, film or art, or even, in the junk journaling world, it's just kind of like sucked into all that. I don't know if it's that they don't know, they don't care. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's just, I just find it curious. Yeah, I mean, the powder they put on them, cyanide, all this kind of crazy stuff. Hi, Sandra. And yet, we still really kind of glorify those eras like it was, romantic. I don't think there's anything romantic about that time. That's just me. Only thing romantic was, their lace, but then that stuff was, I forget what they used to put in the clothing too. It was something horrendous. I think it was like what they use now is embalming fluid. And they would literally like die. Yeah, exactly. And don't even get me started how the medical profession back then healed women of hysteria. You don't even want to look at those machines. A bunch of perverts under the guise of being a doctor. Uh-oh. Now, see, that one didn't even come up. See, I think I talked too much. What did I do? The other one came up pretty cool. What happened? Oh, I think I'm talking too much. Let's see. let's just go crazy and put the black on it to pick it all up. You know, a lot of people forget, when was it, 60s, 70s, when they were trying to pass the Bill of Equal Rights for women? People don't realize that has never passed. We still don't have it. It's still not a law. So I think we have a long way to go for enlightenment. So I say, up with potheads. Let's start our journals. Okay, what's going on? Well, that's kind of weird. Now you see, again, same paint, same everything. It doesn't work the same. It's like my eco printing. Nothing ever comes out the same twice. So when they say, "Oh, can you make me a batch that looks like blah 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 blah?" No, I have no idea how I did that. Okay. Your time. Let's just try and wipe this thing clean, see what happens. Yeah, her name was Rosemary, wasn't it? Why do I think her name was Rosemary? Look it up, Aaron. They might ask you that on your next trivia thing. Ooh. Oh, it's nice background. It's picking up all the mess. I'm going to keep going until it's all clean. Let's see. Oh, yeah, the mother was Rose. Oh. Yeah, that's probably where that memory came from. Oh, it was Rosemary. See, Aaron? I still got it. I'm not sure what it is, but I still got it. Oh, I'm getting some nice backgrounds. Well, I'm going to be making some more of the glue books. So I'm going to put these into glue books. They were a big hit. They're all gone. Cover the ears. Oh, I like how that picked up all the stuff. That is cool. I like that one. Yay, yay, yay. Let's see what this does. Cover the ears. Darla, what are you waiting for? For it to melt? I know. That's why I tell everybody, put your volume down when I do the roller. You're going to have to put up with it until next time when I get my new one. It's to keep all you ladies awake. Oh, that one didn't come out bad either. Let's do a red one. I'm still picking up stuff. We'll just clean this off and then we'll stop with this roller. I'll stop with the roller already. I like this too. I'm liking these backgrounds. I am. Thank you. I hope you can come back and visit us when it's quieter. Oh, gosh. Okay, I have been looking everywhere. Oh, this is maybe what Patty should look for. I'm looking for cool patterns for this summer's resting. I've got these grates from Old Victorian Homes, and they work pretty cool. But I need some new patterns. Yeah, She can look for rusty stuff for me. Are you still here, Patty? Oh. Yes. I have a rest garden right now where I put I already had quite a few rusty little pieces. And so this winter, I put them all off in a section in my yard. So they've been getting kind of rusty, you know, all year. And I mean, all winter. And so I'm trying to find, and they don't need to be really big, but I want some interesting shapes. Like the returns that I have, they're all out there and they're all rested up. And those are the ones that I've been using to do my paper, I mean, not my paper, my fabric with that I did last fall. And it came out pretty cool. I don't know if you've seen them or not. This thing's a mess. Here, let me clean up this mess here for a second. So there's room. I'm going to go bring the ones that I've already printed on so you can see what I'm talking about, because sometimes I don't make myself too clear what I'm interested in. Look how cool this came out. Woo-hoo. Very cool. I like it. More stuff to put in the journal. All right. And let me get all this put away. I knew there was something she could get for me. It just wasn't clicking in my head what it was. Okay, so I think of tonight, this was my favorite. I really, really do. That's in there. That's in there. Let me get all this out of the way. Holy moly. Patty, also, I'm going to show you what I found the other day. I think you'll appreciate it. And put this over here. Let me get the squeaky thing out of here, so there's no temptation. Put this here. All right, I got to go into the other room to get what I'm going to get, and I'll be right back. Okay. The suspense. Okay, look at, oh, let me get this out of the way first. Let's go with the paper stuff first. Look at these, what I found. I think when I do the sale, I'm going to put these on there. I had to keep my husband away from them. Now these are, this is from 1945, and then these are from, oops, why did I put that there? I'm not sure why I put that there, because that's 1948 also. I've already messed up. I already messed up. Oh yeah, these are from 25. Oh, these are all different. That's from 25. Oh, this is from, yeah, 25 too. Anyway, these are, this was a home study from some international correspondence school in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And they are super cool if you like all those kinds of, it shows you how to make a telephony. So you really know how old this is if it's teaching you how this works and how to make it work so you can get a job. Anyway, I think they're pretty cool. I love the diagrams. Oh, Valor, I can't help it. You know, when I was a little kid, they called me the Giggle Box. And I guess it just never changed. You know, sometimes people get older and they get mature and, you know, their voice changes and their laugh and mannerisms change. Well, something happened. It didn't. And one time I was with a group of people. We were in another city. And for some reason, I can't remember the circumstances. Anyway, we were in a mall and I was, you know, just being myself and laughing. And then a few minutes later, somebody goes, I knew it. I knew it. And they were like on the third level of the mall, you know, and they're in the center. And then I saw somebody coming down the escalator and they're going, it's Rosemary, it's Rosemary. And then when they finally, you know, got down to where we were, they go, we knew it was you. We could hear you laughing up on the third floor. I told them it has to be Rosemary. How sad. So anyway, I thought, ooh, and look, numbers. You know how we like the numbers. But anyway, I have a whole slew of these. And they're 40s, 20s, and what other date did I have here? 40s, 20s, 50s. Yeah, when you got into the 50s, ooh, look at that line work. Even the buildings changed what they look like. Telegraph switchboards. Yeah. 48. Anyway, I thought they were pretty cool. Hey, Rebecca. I'll have to redo that. I messed that all up of the dates. That's okay. I know how to read. Okay, now to show you the designs I'm talking about, my rust stuff. Hold on, let me find one that you can actually see the design. Okay, here's one where you can, there's another one. And all those other ones, I think they're already in that book that's gone. Other design, but that's okay. That's enough to show you. Oops, yeah. Ooh, oh, that's okay. Hold on. I will. All right. So I have these metal returns that I had a friend who was renovating a home and of course was updating it. So she gave me the returns. I have like maybe 4 or 5 of them. And these are some of the rusting that I've done with them. And so they're, you know, they're quite large, but I'm looking for something, you know, not so big so that the entire design could maybe be on, you know, one cover or something like that. Some came out a little crunchier than others. Yeah, last was it summer or fall? I put some packages together of various fabrics and lace and stuff that I rested, and man, they went fast. So I guess people do like them. I think this one really came out. It was like a half and half of this one and half of the other one, the way I laid it down. So it came out kind of cool. Yay! I think these are so pretty. And then I had done some, of course, on my fabric. This was a different type, just a regular type of a grate. I think those came out pretty cool. And then you can't see the design when you do it, at least the type of lace I did it on. You can't really see the design, but you do see the rest, but not so much the design. And so that's what I'm going to get started on. I got my, like I said, I've got my, oh, that didn't hardly do anything on this one. But I've got my garden going out there with all my little rest stuff. This one I cut up and did something with it. I don't even remember what I did, but I did something. I think that's all I have. Yep. Yep. A little piece of canvas that didn't take too well. And then I like doing it on, what I do is, then I lay them all on the cardboard, and the cardboard looks super cool in the journals. I really didn't plan that, but then once everything was dried up, oh my goodness, I said, this is really cool. So I put those in with the kits too, the rest kits. And then I did some regular paper. I don't think I have any of the paper left. I think that all left, because I haven't done anything all winter. But anyway, so that's what I want my rest, some new rusty shapes instead of, you know, all the same. And I like them, but I like a variety too. Uh-oh. So I'm sure, Patty, now you can keep an eye out. And she'll say, oh, Rosemary can rust that. then I've got, to show what you guys can do, because you can rush the paper too. Hold on. So don't underestimate putting up a rest garden. Just look at these pretty papers. That's a copy of one. Those just have little edges to them, but anyway, the paper is super, super cool. So when you're out and about and you see something rusty, pick it up. Or if it's something you know will rust, pick it up and rust it yourself. Okay. Well, ladies, I don't know what much else I have because that squeaky thing. Oh, I've got my other, I don't know if you saw my other, what were they? My other glue books I made. You guys were around when I was doing all the gluing on them. These are going to be my next batch of the glue books. So I got these, I had to widen them because they were only about, half an inch thick. This is what the spine was. And maybe I should put that on there like that. Anyway, so I had to make them thicker. And so these will be the next ones that I put together. They will be the yellow ones. Very good. And then, oops, I put that there. So anyway, so I hope you guys start looking for, different bodies that you can chop your head off. And, start keeping those catalogs that come in the mail that promote your gardens. And get that going. I found that just a second ago, so I got to put that in my. Have you guys seen my Get a Spine journal? I think you ladies have seen my Get a Spine journal, right? Where we just put a bunch of spines. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, all kinds of spines. So anyway, I just saw this when I was going through my stuff to put in my other journals. So I figure, hey, we're here. Let's glue it down before I lose it. Glue it or lose it. like it. They look like they were made with iron on the stove. What does that mean? I'm not sure what that means. Why am I whispering? I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, that'll be cool. Okay, Erin, before we leave, you need to ask us a cool question. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Like a gas stove, right? I think that's what you're saying. Yeah, no cheating. I know he's the director, and I can't. Coppola, Francis Ford Coppola. Yeah, no, I don't know. Oh, I'm right. I was gonna say I was gonna send you guys a rusty piece of paper. I can't send it. I guess I shouldn't participate. Okay, ask another question, and I won't answer it. Yeah, oh, that's my husband's favorite. Don't even say Raging Bull around my husband. I've never seen the movie because I don't like movies like that. I don't like, you know, juice, body fluid being, ejected from your face when you're getting punched. So I don't watch movies like that. But my husband loves it because he's from New York City, and he knows people just like those people, and he just loved it. It's like, oh, please. Yeah, this is my black and white journal. What are we doing? What's all these numbers? I look down and I look up and I'm going, what? How many pecks in a bushel? Okay, how many pecks in a bushel? Is that a Gregory peck or? I don't even think I like that in there. Oh, she's cool. And she goes with the car. Oh, ingenious. Did anybody get it right? I thought we were bidding. think we're all getting bidding lag. Do you have, no, not at all. How many bushels in a peck? 24. I don't know. 24. Why not? Oh, 24 is too much? Must be 12. 10. Oh, she looks pretty cool with that car. I like it. What else? Let me see. Well, you guys are playing it out there. Let me see what else I can do. I know I have stuff. Look at these cool fish. A bushel and a peck. Yeah. 0. 0. Oh, that's cool. I'm getting hungry. Oh, she's cool too. Remember, I'm putting a touch of red, so this goes. How many movies have Jackie Chan been in? Oh my goodness. How old was he when he died? Oh, Jackie Chan. Wait a minute. Who's Jackie Chan? Is that the old guy or is that the karate guy? I've got him all confused. He's not dead. He's not dead. Okay. Karate guy. Okay. I thought Jackie Chan was dead. What I know. Or am I thinking of his father? Or am I just got the whole kit and caboodle all messed up in my head? He does his own stunts. Oh, okay. Oh, yes, Bruce Lee. I combined all the martial arts people together because I don't watch those movies either. This would be good as some fish heads. They're not pot heads, but. So who here is going to do the pothead journal? That's all I want to know. Chris Tucker. What? Is he Jackie Chan in disguise or what? Is he the one that hollers in all his movies? There's one of those guys. It seems like all they do is holler. You can tell I don't watch movies too much. Tamara, you don't know about the Pothead Journal? Did you just come in? Oh, okay. So Tamara, what we're going to do, okay, we're going to get magazines, like, fashion magazines. And we'll get our fashionable lady. And okay, let's find a fashionable lady. We'll get a fashionable lady, chop her head off, glue her down, and then spring's coming, so we're going to be getting all these magazines and stuff, mail, catalogs for you to get stuff for your garden. It's going to have a bunch of flowers and everything. So we're going to chop them off. We're going to put the flowers up on top of the head, and we're going to call them potheads. And so we're just going to do the whole journal. It's all they're going to be is a bunch of people with their head chopped off, with plants put on top of them, and they're all going to be a bunch of potheads. So are you with me or against me? And see, then you go and you put them on your, wherever it is that you post things, and make sure you put down something like #pothead. And people are going to go click on you to figure out what, ooh, pothead, what's this? And so you get a lot of clicks and a lot of views and a lot of likes and a lot of fun. Yeah. Hey, Tamara, I lived a long time, 16 years in Hawaii. I know potheads. I know potheads. The best potheads. The Pakalolo potheads. You have not seen a pothead until you have lived in Puna, Hawaii. There was this guy. It's funny, but it's not funny. You had this one area where you got basically, it's going to be a stereotype, but sometimes stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. It was a section down in Puna on the Big Island of Hawaii. And what these people were sort of like these rich kids that weren't doing anything with their life, living, somewhere in California, I'm sure. And they're on some kind of a trust fund, and their parents said, please go somewhere. And they did. And they moved to Puna so that they could be high all day long. And they had all these, dreadlocks, and, they were like, want to be, want to be deadheads. It was funny. And so there was this one guy. He had, I don't know when the last time it was he actually washed his hair or anything, or washed any part of his body, but he was having really bad headaches, and he was really sick. He was really sick, and they didn't know it was wrong. They didn't know it was wrong, and we happened to know somebody who was friends with him. So they were giving us like the inside scoop. Oh yeah, he's this, he's that. We don't know what's going on. Yada yada yada. Well, turned out that because there's big and small scorpions, on the island, and they do have some smaller ones that are, maybe about that big, that long. It had gone in his head and bore like a little hole in his head and was nesting like in his head, not his hair, in his head. And he had some other things that had gone into his ear. And oh my goodness, they had to go in there and shave all of his head off and do surgery on his scalp to get these things out that had bored in there. Oh, like a normal person, it would have hurt a long time ago. But this guy was such a pothead that he was like, "Whoa, hey man." He just probably thought it was part of the buzz. Oh my gosh, crazy. So yeah, I know potheads. And then there was certain times because they would go out into the rural area and grow all their pot. You could get this on the Big Island. It's very, very rural, especially on one side of the island. It's where, well, anyway, um, um, and so there was a lot of area where people just didn't live, and so they would just squat and start growing their weed and get a bunch of Rottweilers and not let anybody on that property. And and that was it. The ones that did that, they weren't the hippy dippy kind. These were, guys that have guns and machetes and all kinds of stuff. But when you lived in that area on that island or close to it, we lived close to it. I mean, you knew. I mean, you just don't go out there and mind your own business, and there's no reason for you to be out there, because you might get hurt. At the very least, you might have a Rottweiler attached to your butt. So we knew the far out guys, those kind of guys, and then we knew the heavy duty guys that meant business. I don't even think they smoked their own stuff because they were all about the business. And then there were certain times of the year, I guess, the government, the enforcement, I know what division at that particular time. I guess today that would be ICE. I don't know. But they would go in and they would raid some of these places, I guess, just for show, because, everybody on the island knew where they were. So, the police knew where they were, but they would leave them alone. And then like once or twice a year, they'd have to go in, I guess, like I say, just for show and crack down on a few of them. And then what they would do, they would go in there and they literally would go and torch the place. And so the joke over there was, when's the next torching? And then everybody was going to go downwind, and you just sat there and everybody got stoned for like about 4 days. Brought your food, brought your surfboard, went down along the coast and just inhaled. Did we get all the questions? A myth? Oh, about the stuff growing in your... No, 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 no. I saw that guy shaved practically like a mohawk, and he had a big incision, and they had to cut him open and sew him up. But the guy was so fried and brain dead already. It didn't matter. Yeah, there was a section. Well, there was a down in Pahoa. It was an old, the town down there was, I mean, maybe 3 blocks long, and the buildings there were like from the 1800s. They were real. It looked like a little western town, except that everybody there was looked like a hippie, and so there was a Mexican restaurant there. It was really really good, real good, excellent food. But they were always going there, getting chips, getting this, getting guacamole, so that they would satisfy all their cravings. And then there was this bakery, so-called bakery, opened up there, and they went there quite a bit. I think there was a little bit more in the brownie mix than was advertised. And so you would see them, and if you were to see them, over here on the mainland, you'd think they were homeless people, but they came from rich families that their parents were embarrassed of them and said, here, you know, you get X amount a month. Could you just please leave and not embarrass the family anymore? And that's what they did. They left. And, some of them, by the time, they hit like, late 20s, they figured they might have to go back home and like actually get an education and get a job. But a lot of them, they just stuck it out and they stayed there. There's nothing worse than a 50-year-old hippie. Let me tell you. Nothing worse than that. There was this one guy. We used to have, parrots like macaws and different large parrots. And a lot of people get them and then they don't know what to do. They get them, on a whim, or they romanticize having one, and they don't know how to take care of it. They don't know its needs. They don't know how sensitive they are. And anyway, so we basically would take in rescue parrots. And so then you get to know other people on the island that have them too. And there was this really cool guy. He was, another thing you find down in that area were a lot of Vietnam veterans that, really had very serious issues and just wanted to be alone and get away and, have a unencumbered life with as little stress as possible. And so you find a lot of them there. And, some were, you know, a little worse off than others, but then there was some that were, you know, um, you could have a conversation with, they were just a normal person that, wanted some solitude and a change in life. But anyway, this one guy, he was down there and he had this motorcycle, and he must have had probably like 5 different types of these parrots. And what was really cool about him was that he didn't, I mean, he had an enclosure for them, but the door was open. So they could always go in and, had big giant branches in there. So they could always go in and perch up there at night and go to sleep and feel safe. They weren't on the ground or nothing. And it was a perfect little haven for them. But it was always open and they could go out whenever they wanted to. And it was so funny because whenever we would go down that area, you'd see them circling around. And then all of a sudden, you'd hear the motorcycle. He's revving up his motorcycle, and he would go up and down, the coast there in his immediate area. And the birds would be flying in front of them and then coming back and then circling him. It was so beautiful to see those birds. But a lot of that area where all of the pot was and the people that wanted to get away from it all, which was a very beautiful, beautiful part of the island, that is the part that was all destroyed just a few months ago with that lava flow. It was so sad because that was a beautiful, beautiful area of the island. And to know that it's all gone, I mean, it's gone. And so are all those characters, you know. Who knows where they all ended up? Because you can't go back. There's nothing to go back to. Um, Now that CBD oil, is that the one that you don't have to have a prescription for? Because my dogs are on some kind of oil like that for their pain. I think it's the same one. I'm not sure. Our vet recommended it. We get it from Texas. Okay, great. Yeah. So, yeah, my dog's on that. And I've seen a difference. And I told my husband, I said, if it works on the dog, it might work on me. Because he has really, really bad arthritis. I mean, really bad. It's hard for him to get up after he's down. Once he's up, I mean, it's still hard for him to move. But, he gets around and, he still has fun and everything. He plays with the toys. But to get up, it's very painful for him. And we've really seen a difference in him. He's been on it for about maybe 3 months. But what happened, we don't know if it's coincidental or it's a side effect, but shortly after he started taking that, he got a bladder infection that would not go away. They gave him, he was on antibiotics, he was on there for 14 days, didn't help him. Put him on a different antibiotic, another 14 days, didn't do a dent. And then I think he was on a different one for like 10 days. And they said, they can't give him anymore. They're going to have to just have a break, for a while. And then if it isn't clearing up and getting better, then they'll put him on, something more heavy duty. But so we don't know. So my husband was going to discontinue it and see if the bladder infection goes away. Which, we really won't know. It might just be coincidental that it goes away. It might be that, the antibiotic, all 3 finally worked. It's going to be hard to know. But something to keep in mind if that shows up. Yeah, I don't know about that oil because my understanding, I'm not a professional here, but my understanding is that isn't regulated by anything or anybody. That was one of the main concerns because they're saying, anybody can sell that oil and you really don't know what they've put in it because it's not regulated by the FDA. So, and something that's not regulated, you don't have to have a prescription for. So when you get it, hopefully you get it from somebody that has a track record of being reputable. Because now everybody and their mothers sell it. Yeah, darling. It just could have been a coincidence, but that's what happened with our dog. And the only reason I knew he had an infection, because he wasn't. Well, what happened was, backtrack a little bit. He was crying whenever he had to get up, and because he has really bad arthritis, I thought that his arthritis was getting worse, and that's why he would whine and kind of whimper when he would get up. Well, that went on for like about a week, And then I realized, because I go out with him because I want to make sure he's okay. And like I say, he's older, and so when he has to go to the bathroom, I'll go outside and walk around with him, even though he's loose in the yard. And then I realized that when he was urinating, there was blood in there, and I freaked out. So right away I took a sample in, and they go, oh yeah, he has a really, really bad infection, and we need to bring him in so we can run some more tests and stuff. And so that's when I took him in, and they wanted, and that's why he was crying to get up, was the pain from his bladder. I guess the position he put his body in, the muscle, I don't know how everything's connected, but anyway, it was putting strain on him when he would have to get up and get down. And so he's not complaining that much at all. Now I think his complaints in getting up is purely his arthritis. So I hope when we go in and they test him again that the infection's gone. But he had that infection off and on since December. That's a long time. Okay, ladies. I want you to start looking for your ladies. I want you to start looking for your plants, and I want you to start your pothead journal. I think it will be pretty cool. I do have some ladies already cut out, and coincidentally, just yesterday, I got me a catalog. I think it was like burpees or something. All kinds of cool flowers in there. Chop, 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 chop. So let me see what else is going on up here. I haven't been reading that much. Well, the stuff that we're talking about, Patricia, it's not you're not high on this oil. It doesn't have the product that that does that. This is just the other side of it. There's like 2 or 3 different things that they give you for pain management, and one of it is the regular dosage of what I guess what you would call street pot equivalent practically, but this other stuff, the oil, isn't that. Right, the THC. See, I don't know the lingo. I just know the potheads. Right, the THC. So, right. So I would no. No, I wasn't. All my friends have always called me. My nickname was Miss Goody Two Shoes. I just never, I've never been drunk. I mean, I'll drink. I like margaritas. I love my margaritas. But, I've never been drunk. I've never smoked. I've never used drugs. Why? I don't know. I don't know if it was a conscious choice. Yeah, I think it was a conscious choice. I just, I mean, I don't judge anybody who has, but I just haven't. But it was so funny because my husband, when we were living in Southern California when we were dating, and it's a hop, skip, and a jump, across the border. And, it used to be really safe and really nice to go down. And you would go down to these little communities along the coastline where they sold this lobsters that you would not believe. I mean, the lobsters were gigantic. You'd get this big old giant lobster. I'm not exaggerating. These things were gigantic. And then you'd get a big bowl of rice and a big bowl of beans and all the tortillas, that you could eat. And then they would give you margaritas, and the margaritas were 50 cents. And these things were not watered down margaritas. There must have been like 2 shots in these margaritas. Okay. So my husband, at the time, he was not my husband. I think he thought that he was going to get me down into Mexico and he was going to get me drunk. That's what I'm thinking, because we're down there and he's drinking. Have another one. Have another one. Well, like I say, I don't really drink that much, but I do like margaritas. And maybe the reason I like margaritas because tequila doesn't really affect me. I can drink a lot of margaritas and it doesn't do anything to me. Give me a glass of wine and I have a headache, So there we are. The sun is setting, and you see dolphins out in the distance, and you're eating the lobster and you're having the margaritas, and he's going, have another one. The poor guy, I had to drive home and trying to get me tipsy. The poor guy. He's not a heavy duty drinker at all, especially margarita. So that ended that. So I outdrank him, and yeah. So, but I can't have wine. It gives me a really bad headache, and the taste of other liquors, I just don't even like it at all, Ugh, no. Yeah, Teresa, that's what they're smoking for. Yeah. And I think that's the biggest misconception when it comes to the legalization for medical marijuana. I don't think it's really completely understood. And of course, in other states, have it for recreational, which it would, be in there. But yeah. So yeah, Miss Goody Two Shoes. That's all I can say. Okay, ladies. Miss Goody Two Shoes is hungry. It is 11:15, 16, 11:16 here. And I think I ate at around 2 o'clock. I think I ate at 2 o'clock. And I'm hungry, but now it's late, so I can't eat like a big old meal, but I'm still hungry. I'm going to find something to eat. I'm not sure what. And then I have some mailing to do tomorrow. And then my husband has a sleep study. The poor guy, he's got sleep issues, probably from all the margaritas. No, he can't drink anymore. He doesn't drink at all. But and I can't remember the last time I had one. I keep teasing about wanting a mango margarita. I think the next time the ladies come down for our art thing, I think we need to have margaritas. I think that's the thing. Yeah, I never drink alone, so I need some company. All right, ladies. Thank you so much for keeping me company, even though those jelly prints didn't come out the way we wanted them. But I think it's a stupid roller, so I'm not going to have the squeaky roller next time, and maybe it'll work better, and I won't get all that crazy texture. All right. I will be back sometime soon. I never know when. I just pop in when the mood suits me. All right. Good night, ladies. Thank you again for keeping me company.